In a world where strategy meets intellect on the chessboard, Magnus Carlsen stands out as a force destined for greatness. Facing the chess giant Viswanathan Anand, Carlsen wasn't just playing a match. He was on a path to prove his future championship. Witness the unfolding of a chess legend, where each move by Carlsen is not just a step on the board, but a stride towards his inevitable legacy as a champion. Get ready to see a game that's not just about winning, but about Carlsen asserting his claim to be the next titan of chess. The board is set, and Carlsen opens with the commanding e4, immediately stalking a claim in the center. Anand, countering with c5, steers the game into Sicilian defense territory, a nod to the battle of wits that awaits. Carlsen's nf3 and Anand's d6 set the stage for a classical encounter, each move echoing the Grandmaster's deep strategic understanding. The game takes a sharp turn as Carlsen plays bb5+, a check that forces Anand to develop his knight to d7, a slightly less conventional response. The center heats up with Carlsen's d4, boldly opening the position. Anand's exd4 and Carlsen's qxd4 follow, a series of captures that escalate the tension. Carlsen's bxd7+ and bxd7 see an early exchange of bishops, subtly altering the balance of power. Carlsen, seeking control, plays c4, reinforcing his setter and preparing for future pawn advances. Anand's nf6 develops his knight, aiming at Carlsen's e4 pawn, signaling a fight for central dominance. bg5 by Carlsen is a tactical move, pinning Anand's knight and increasing the pressure. Anand counters with e6, solidifying his pawn structure and preparing to develop his bishop. nc5 by Carlsen develops another piece, eyeing control of key squares. Anand responds with be7, a move that prepares to castle and relieves the pin on the knight. Carlsen's 0-0 and Anand's bc6 conclude the opening phase with both kings castling. This sequence sets the board for a riveting middle game, with both players exhibiting impeccable positional play and readiness for the intricate battle ahead. Carlsen's calculated positioning with qd3 is met by Anand's 0-0, a classic move solidifying his king's safety. The board is now a mesh of potential lines of attack and defense. Carlsen advances with nd4, shifting the knight to a more influential position. Anand's strategic placement of his rook on c8 starts to challenge Carlsen's control of the open file. The game's tempo quickens as Carlsen fortifies his structure with b3, a preparatory move for future expansion. Anand, countering with qc7, starts to weave a web of tactical possibilities, eyeing Carlsen's kingside. Carlsen's nxc6, a knight exchange, opens new dynamics in the position. Anand recaptures with qxc6, maintaining a solid stance while keeping an eye on the central squares. Carlsen's rac1 is a strategic rook lift, enhancing his control of the c-file. Anand's h6, creating luft for his king, is a subtle yet critical move, keeping Carlsen's pieces at bay. Carlsen repositions his bishop with be3, while Anand's nd7 is a knight retreat, reorganizing his forces for the next phase of battle. Carlsen's bd4 and Anand's rfd8 align key pieces, each anticipating the other's plans. The game intensifies with Carlsen's h3, a careful pawn move aiming to secure his kingside. Anand's qc7 and Carlsen's rfd1, doubling the rooks, amplify the battle for the d-file, a crucial axis in the game. Carlsen's qd2, a subtle queen retreat, concludes the sequence. Anand responds with a king move to f8, an unusual step that adds an element of surprise. This move, diverging from the expected, sets a tone of unpredictability as the game ventures into the deeper waters of middle game complexity. Carlsen, with a strategic intent, places his queen on b2, eyeing potential long diagonal threats. Anand counters with kg8, a king move that subtly repositions away from the center, hinting at deeper defensive plans. The game's complexity deepens as Carlsen advances a4, expanding on the queenside. Anand's qh5 is a sharp response, bringing the queen into an aggressive stance, ready to pounce. Carlsen's ne2. Repositioning the knight sets the stage for further maneuvering. Anand responds with bf6, centralizing his bishop and creating a dynamic interplay with Carlsen's pieces. rc3 by Carlsen is a tactical repositioning, aiming to bolster his central pawns. Anand's bxd4, capturing the rook, escalates the tension, a move that Carlsen counters by recapturing with rxd4. The board becomes a battleground of strategic plays as Carlsen's qd2 follows, aligning his queen and rook. Anand's nf6, a knight repositioning, fortifies his defenses while keeping an eye on the e5 push. re3 by Carlsen increases the tension in the center, a move that hints at potential tactical strikes. Anand's rd7, preparing for doubling rooks on the d-file, is a display of strategic depth. The game takes a turn with Carlsen's a5, a pawn push that cramps Anand's position on the queen side. Anand's qg5, a queen maneuver, applies pressure on Carlsen's e5 pawn, a critical focal point. Carlsen's e5, a central pawn thrust, challenges Anand's knight, intensifying the central battle. Anand responds with ne8, repositioning his knight tactically. Carlsen captures on d6 with exd6, a move that opens up new tactical possibilities. Anand, seizing the moment, plays re6, a rook move that challenges Carlsen's pawn and sets the stage for an intense struggle for control in the center. The battle intensifies with Carlsen's f4, a move to break open the center. Anand counters with qd8, aligning his queen for potential endgame tactics. Carlsen's red3 and Anand's rxd6 continue the exchange of rooks, a sequence that further simplifies the position. Carlsen captures on d6 with rxd6, increasing the pressure. With qxd6, Anand seeks to neutralize Carlsen's threats, leading to qxd6 and nxd6 by Carlsen, a series of exchanges that underscore the game's strategic depth. kf2 by Carlsen is a king move, stepping into the endgame where the king becomes a potent force. Anand responds with kf8, mirroring Carlsen's strategy to activate the king. ke3 by Carlsen and ke7 by Anand are king advances, each grandmaster maneuvering for positional advantage. The board becomes a chess puzzle, each move critical in the grand scheme. kd4 by Carlsen is met with kd7, a dance of kings reflecting the game's high stakes. Carlsen's ke5 and Anand's kc7 are strategic advancements, positioning their kings closer to the action. The tension builds as Carlsen plays nc3 and Anand repositions with nf5. Carlsen's ne4 and ne3 by Anand display a tactical battle of knights, each vying for dominance. With g3, Carlsen aims to solidify his pawn structure, countered by Anand's f5, challenging Carlsen's control. nd6 by Carlsen, g5 by Anand, and ne8 plus by Carlsen heighten the tactical play. Carlsen's nf6 plus forces Anand's king to ke7. Carlsen's ng8 plus and kf8 by Anand see the knight pressing, creating tension around Anand's king. nxh6 by Carlsen is a sharp capture, leading to gxf4 and gxf4, a series of pawn exchanges that open up the game. kg7 by Anand, nxf5 plus and exf5 by Carlsen further simplify the position. kb6 by Carlsen sees the king advancing into Anand's territory, signaling a shift in the game's momentum. Anand's ng2, a knight maneuver, is met with a series of strategic moves. kb6, f4, and nxf4 by Anand. Carlsen's march continues with kxa6, capturing another pawn and further pushing towards victory. Anand's ne6, a knight maneuver, strategically positions for defense and potential counterplay. The tension escalates as Carlsen's king advances with kb6, a move inching closer to queening his pawn. Anand's f4, a pawn push, is a race against time, creating his own threats. Carlsen's a6 and f3 by Anand heighten the endgame drama as both players' pawns edge towards promotion. The pulse of the game quickens with Carlsen's a7, one square away from queening. Anand's f2, another step towards promoting his pawn, is a move filled with hope and tension. Carlsen crowns his pawn with a8q, bringing a new queen into play. The game takes a dramatic turn with f1q by Anand, queening his pawn and balancing the forces. Carlsen's qd5, a queen move, adds pressure, but Anand's qe1, offering a queen exchange, showcases his resilience. qd6 by Carlsen and qe3 plus by Anand continue the high-stakes endgame battle. Carlsen's king moves to ka6, escaping the check. Anand's nc5 plus and kb5 by Carlsen see the knights joining the fray, each move critical in the game's outcome. nxb3 by Anand captures Carlsen's pawn, a tactical strike. Carlsen responds with qc7 plus, a check that drives Anand's king to h6. The game intensifies with qb6 plus and qxb6 plus by Anand, a queen exchange that drastically changes the endgame landscape. With kxb6, Carlsen captures Anand's queen, a pivotal moment. The board now sees Carlsen with a material advantage. Anand's kh5 and Carlsen's h4, a pawn move, continue the endgame play. Anand captures Carlsen's pawn with kxh4, Carlsen responds with c5, a pawn push, and Anand captures it with nxc5. The game, a riveting display of endgame prowess, ends in a draw, showcasing the incredible skill and tenacity of both grandmasters. This match, etched in the annals of chess history, highlights Carlsen's enduring legacy in the sport. If this masterclass in chess has captivated you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chess insights and epic game analyses. Join us as we continue to unravel the chess genius of the grandmasters, move by move, in the enthralling world of chess.